How's it going, everybody? Hey guys, my name is Tony, and you are watching Faith and Coffee Bean. Guys, if you watch this video later on, just know you are watching a live video. Guys, I do a lot of these live streams horizontally because a lot of folks watch this on their phone live. Who knows, maybe their lunch break at work, stuff like that. If you're one of those, please let me know. Guys, my name is Tony. I am a complete coffee geek in every single way. I've always said this before, guys. I am a coffee nerd, not a coffee snob, because the truth is I can't afford to be. But every now and then, I have somebody reach out to me and send me something for doing a review. And I've been lucky enough to get a couple things from TIMEMORE. TIMEMORE is one of my favorite companies. They make some of the best grinders out there, hands down. So, you guys, I'm really super excited to show this to you. Um, I have never looked at this before. Okay. This is my first time looking at this grinder. And this is a complete, how do I put this? Live experience, y'all. So if you want to see something live, make sure you join me. I tend to go live 2 or 3 times a week. That's always my goal, to go live 2 or 3 times a week. I love to connect with y'all. It's the reason why I started this channel. Uh, in all honesty, guys, I've shared this story before. Like 20 years ago, I worked in a cafe in college. Okay. And I definitely got the coffee bug. And then for 20 some years, I didn't make espresso at home because I thought I really needed to have a big dual boiler machine. And I thought I needed to kind of do it all out. And then about two years ago, my wife came to me and was like, dude, stop talking about coffee. Just go buy a machine. And that's what I did. I went, I bought a machine. And when I bought the machine, I've shared this story a lot with you guys, but I also got this amazing grinder right here. Okay. So this is the Timemore C3 Pro, the chestnut. And I used this grinder as my primary driver, daily driver. Guys, this thing has got a lot of love. Listen to that. There's a lot of use. There's a lot of miles that have been put on this. Yeah, it doesn't sound the prettiest, but I'm telling you, I've taken it on business trips. I've shot videos with it. The first 3, 4 months of my YouTube channel, I exclusively used this grinder. I did not buy an electric grinder. My first electric grinder I ever bought was this is a new one in the box, but is this really affordable $50 Chardor grinder? That's a conical. And then honestly, this was my second one I ever bought, which was the really budget king as of right now. The Charter 64 flatbed grinder. Hey Alexis, what's up, brother? Uh guys, I'm telling you, I've had a little bit of an espresso journey, and I really want to say thank you to every one of you who's been hanging out, subscribing to my channel. In the last year, I've had a really cool opportunity to just test a lot of cool stuff out. So I love this grinder. This is my number one grinder. Anytime someone tells me they're on a budget and they're trying to figure out how to get into espresso and they want to have a good grind consistency, this is the grinder that I recommend. Okay. Timemore makes this wonderful grinder. Okay. And then I also have this beautiful C3, or S3, which is a really cool grinder for pour over. Okay. This is my go-to pour over grinder. This thing is huge, it's big, it's really cool. Very, you could tell there's a certain design language they all have. So why I'm actually super excited about this particular grinder, and I've been for a really long time, set up here. This is the Timemore. Oh, I have it upside down. Whirly. Okay. And can you all still hear me? Is my audio coming through? Alexis, let me know, buddy, if my audio is coming through. I record these lives on my phone, and sometimes if I get a call, I've noticed that it knocks out my audio. So I just want to make sure if you guys can still hear me. That'd be awesome. I might try to check that here. It's gonna sound silly, but I'm gonna turn on my audio really quick. Oh, okay, cool, awesome. We didn't lose it. So, okay, guys. So this is the Whirly, and this is an amazing mobile grinder. I know a lot of people that use this as their daily driver, and I've used it quite a bit. It's got some wear and tear on it already. Uh, but the Burr set in here is phenomenal. And I've had a little birdie tell me that this same Burr set is basically the same Burr set that is in this other version here, the Timemore 5. So let's go ahead and open this up, guys. This is 100% my first impressions. I have this. It got delivered last week, and I haven't even had an opportunity to open it up. So I have not opened this up whatsoever. So I'm literally doing this live with y'all. This is my first impressions. If you guys want me to make kind of a longer format video, where I test stuff out, I'll do it. But yeah. All right, guys. So let's go ahead. Trying to do so. I have a limited amount of space. Of course, you got your Time War manual, which is awesome. Definitely worth a read. They're good on the manuals. You get your brush. I'm going to set this to the side. You get the very, very famous, basically handle that folds. Great quality. Okay. And then you get the star of the show, the big boy itself. So this is awesome. This is basically the successor, in my opinion, to the C3 Pro. And if you look, they're very similar. It's definitely taller than the C3 Pro. This uses the S2C042 burrs, which I'm pretty sure that's the same thing in the Whirly. And the cool thing about this one, say the burr size is about 42. So that's actually pretty big. That's actually really kind of big for a grinder at this size. So let's go to open this up so y'all can see it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I'm super stoked, guys. I've been wanting to get this here to test it for a while because I am kind of curious how it stands up to this. Okay, so let's set that aside. Let's put this up top. They've went with this really wide kind of mouth here, and I'm going to show you the C3 Pro. But look at that. You could see right down in there. It almost has, you could see the upper and the lower burr set, which is crazy. Okay. And then take a look in comparison to the C3 Pro. It it's again, it's not like a dramatic difference, but the way that it's designed, this is definitely designed to catch those beans a little better, which is awesome. Okay. So this is really cool. You do the adjustment through the bottom. But take a look here. Listen to that. You're not hearing anything, are you? That's the sound of a new, awesome calibrated grinder. So I dig that. Okay. This is not magnetized. I actually like it when it's not magnetized, guys. I've had issues with the magnetized bottoms with another brand and making spills happen. And then you go changes from basically the bottom. I let me see if it's zeroed out. Okay. So we definitely want to zero this thing out. Yeah, now that's zeroed out. Cool. Right here on the bottom, they have your kind of guide. You have your fine all the way, but I don't see the actual numbers. I'm going to go based off of this as far as clicks go. I believe with this setup, it's just like I said with the Whirly, where you can go in full rotations and you could actually, that's how they do their clicks. I'm pretty sure this is exactly like the Whirly. So I'm going to start off. Let's see here. Just want to get this done right. Let's see. Oh, goodness. This is rough the first time. Not in a bad way, but just, so I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do 8. We'll start with 8. Maybe start with 9. Because if it's like the Whirly, this might be too fine. And guys, like I said, this is my first time ever using this, so I kind of wanted to do this live with you guys just because I like hanging with y'all. I've been able to put out a lot of videos, guys, lately, and it's been cool. But I actually really like doing my videos live with you guys. If you all have any questions, or there's anything you're thinking, or there's any suggestions, please let me know. That's kind of one of the things. Honestly, that's why I do this stuff, guys. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead, get that in there to get it nice and hot. We're gonna run a little bit of shot of hot water. Today, guys, I'm using the Me Coffee version 2, numero dos. This thing is super cool. If you guys haven't watched it already, I've already done a full review on this thing. This will probably be one of the last times for a while that you're going to see this machine. I have my Crematune that just got delivered this last week, and I'm going to be installing this into my um, Gaja Classic Pro. So I plan on doing that really, really soon. I know the folks over at Crematune have been asking me a lot, so if you guys watch this later on, Crematune folks, uh, know that I am really trying to get to it. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this bad boy away, and then after I do that, probably guys, a couple weeks from now, I'm gonna mod this as well. Okay, I'm actually gonna install the Gajamate into this. I've actually was talking to the Gajamate team about it. I don't know if you all know this, but you can actually mod these things with Gajamate, and that is really awesome. So I will be doing that. A big shout out to the Gajamate team. They're awesome. So yeah, yeah, fun times ahead, y'all. Fun times ahead. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing kind of a full review, but guys, when it comes down to it, like I said, I kind of like doing these live impressions, and I kind of like messing around with y'all. Anyway, it gives us a time to hang out. Guys, I love making review videos. Um, my favorite thing is hanging out with you all. That's the best way to put it. There's a lot of reasons why people start YouTube channels. I started this YouTube channel, because I wanted to document my experience, but I also wanted to connect with the community. And I think that's kind of one of the things, a lot of times we watch review channels, and there's a lot of great review channels, but they don't kind of have, you gotta be careful how I say this. They're just kind of like, hey, this is what this product is, line by line by line. But for me, I like to create an experience where we're hanging out. The truth is, I believe in as iron sharpens iron. So I believe if I watch you guys watching me and hanging with me and giving me your perspectives, I'm gonna learn just as much as I hope y'all learn from hanging with me. So that's kind of my take with it, and that's why I like to do these lives. Because it just gives us that opportunity just to chill and kind of make some coffee. All right, so let's get to that. Right now. Yeah, believe me, a lot of times when I'm doing these reviews, it's kind of like this is when I do lives like this is a first impressions. This is not, hey, the make it or break it. The other reason why I'm kind of using this one right here is because I already know this is going to be good, guys. I've already watched pretty much every review imaginable on this grinder. So at the end of the day, I'm just a coffee geek, I probably I'm a YouTube holic. Uh, I don't know if y'all have got the notification from YouTube, but there's this thing where they tell you what you've been watching for the last year. I tell you your top channels: Lance, Tom's Coffee Corner, Hoon's Coffee. Those all came up as my tops. So, and then of course, my favorite YouTuber right now is Nomad Push. He's out of Japan, guys. He is a homeless man who is striving for van life. If you haven't checked him out, go check out his channel. I find him absolutely entertaining. Really cool story. I like YouTubers like that. He does a lot. He does live videos. He does regular videos, and you kind of feel like you're hanging with him. So I always that's the kind of atmosphere I like to make. Anybody could review something on YouTube, but it's cool to be able to hang with someone. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to create here. Let's all hang. Let's all learn. Okay. So we got our coffee, about 18 grams, got our WDT. Okay, let's go ahead and put it into the grinder. So yeah, man, Alexis, I think I'm going to be using my good old faithful MH Bomber basket. This is the first basket I ever bought that was 58 millimeters. It's a precision basket, but it's old. They don't even make this anymore. So that's what I'm using today. I've got my step down chilling right up here. Guys, I have been using this thing nonstop. This is the Normcore step down basket. This has been my favorite step down basket. I know a lot of people have S Works out there. I couldn't afford the S Works, but this was a good price point for me, so I grabbed this one. I also have my AliExpress cheapo versions, which have been good, but this has been my favorite. I really like this. I think price point wise, they did a great job. You know, um, I would love to try the S Works one day. I know, Alexis, you have it. And a couple people reached out to me. It seems so cool. Every time I see Lance or anyone use it, I am a little jealous. One of these days, I'm gonna buy one of their things, or well, I don't know. Maybe they'll send it to me, and we'll see. Uh, but I like what they do. All right, guys. So let's go ahead. Let's start with this. Let's see how we do. I put in 9 as the starting point. All right, cool. I love a good hand grinder. If I'm doing a pour over, I almost prefer to use a hand grinder over an electric. Not that I've got electrics in the kitchen. I do a lot of pour overs with my son, but I do really like a hand grinder. I just like that feel that you get. Ooh, that's nice. Wow, way different than the C3 Pro. It's almost no effort. That's crazy. Yeah, these are not seasoned burrs, guys. This is literally the first time I've ever touched this grinder. Uh, Wow, I'm digging this. Feels really smooth in the hand. Yeah, I'm always I love getting new gear and stuff. So I always like when, there's new hot stuff coming out like that, the step downs. Um, I personally, I know I've showed this to you guys before. The step down basket is really giving me the same results I was getting on my 51 millimeter four shot. So this one is, it's better. So yeah, I'm getting better results in that sense. So it's actually precision. The four shot baskets I have for the 51 are very AliExpress style. Almost there. Feel it. I like to do my grinding like this at an angle, give it more of that slow feed. But every now and then, it's always better to get it straight and just get to all the grounds. Yeah, I've been digging this me coffee, and I've already packaged up my Gemini, and I'm literally going to take it after I get done with this video and ship it to my brother across the country on the West Coast. So I'm excited for him. My actual brother, I say actual because I say bro a lot, reached out to me when I got this machine. He was like, "Are you gonna hook me up finally?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Merry Christmas. Let's do it." Guys, I get a good opportunity to test out some stuff, and I do have some budget machines, and I do consider this definitely budget, but there the Turret Legato, the Me Copy Apex, the Gemini 307 Z. You guys, it is one of the best machines out there. I love this machine. All right, guys. I'm wondering if I went too fine. Okay. Let's take a quick look. This isn't quite done, but I think I went way too fine. I already could tell. This is really fine. It's taken so long. Oh, it smells so good. It's taken so long, and I'm like thinking, this isn't right. But that's okay. I'm actually going to change the basket out because I'm going to go with a basket that would be more suited for something fun. Wow. Yeah, I went way too fun. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this is taking so long. Yep. This is the time I'm like, wait a second. Maybe I don't like hand grinders as much. I'm joking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hand grinding for espresso is no joke, guys. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Like I mentioned, I used the TIMEMORE C3 Pro for 6 months straight for all my espresso. I kind of made a pact with my wife back in the day. I was like, okay, you convinced me I'm gonna buy this $40 espresso machine. And I was already watching Lance and James and all that. And I told her I wanted to buy a Mazzer. I wanted a super jolly Mazzer. And she just straight up said, okay, you're not going to spend $1,000 on a grinder. She's like, find the cheapest, best grinder you can that will get the job done. And y'all, I don't think I'm wrong. I think that is the cheapest grinder where if you really want good espresso and you're willing to use your muscles to do it, like I'm doing back breaking right now, I think you're going to get the best results possible. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. If you really wanted to use it electric, I mean, hook a drill up to it and go that route. Wow, this is really taking a long time. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot believe this, but that's okay. Again, user error. I didn't even open the manual. I just took a guess. But we're going to pull a good shot here. I'm going to use a basket that I know will work well with this. I shouldn't get it stalled. There we go. Almost there. I mean, goodness gracious. That's kind of nuts. That's extremely fine. Here, just so y'all could see. Yeah, this is as powdery as it gets. Oh man, that's like Turkish level. Oh goodness gracious. User error for sure. Okay. All right. Let me grab this basket that I know that's going to have a better flow, and then we'll do this first pull with this. And this is, I'm telling you guys, it's almost there. So I'm kind of learning the lesson I learned on the Whirly. The Whirly guys, I went to find really fast, and I probably should have remembered that. But that's kind of the thing. The fact that it's this capable. I will kind of tell you guys this right now. When I was got my Time War 3S, I really had major high expectations for that. It's a really great grinder when it comes to pour overs. Got some very clean, awesome cups, really good results. But when it comes to espresso, oh man, there's a lot of I thought that was going to be killer, and it just wasn't. And I don't recommend it for espresso. But this shows you it's 100% espresso capable. All right, let's turn that back on. I might dump these beans here up top because I don't think I could keep doing this because I want to go on to the next here. See where I'm at here. I'm almost there. Oh my goodness. Okay, just about there. All right, let's go ahead and pull this first shot because Man, that took long. That again, that was my fault. I definitely use error on that one. Okay, let's go ahead and put that champ up here. All right, so let's get a basket that I know that's going to be really a high flow rate. Just because I know this is super fine. I'm going to use this iCat basket. This is actually a basket that is 20 grams. So it's really not the right weight level, but I'm going to go with that because I already know that once I put it into the other one, it's going to stall. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let's do a couple things here. Let's go ahead and get this out, pull this shot. I actually had to raise the grind level a little bit at the end because it just wasn't getting through. And I want you all to see how crazy fine this is. Even that, um, the way that it's breaking down like that, I mean, that is crazy fine. That's powder. That is like powdered sugar fine. And as I try to do WDT, it's just blowing through it like it's butter, like it's just air. So even this might stall, you know, it might. We'll find out. I'm not going to give it a lot of love right now just because I kind of want to just push it through. And if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. At least I know. Okay. Let's give it some distribution. Yeah, as soon as the gravity distributor goes down, look at that. That's nuts. I'm going to give it a tamp because you have to. I'm going to use my TIMEMORE tamper, and that is powder. That is as powder as it gets right there. Okay. Let's put a puck screen up top. Get locked in. Ooh, it's nice and hot. Move this out of the way. Again, guys, full disclaimer here. Uh, this might not be good. Uh, oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get you guys a better look here. Okay, let's pull this shot. About 18 out. Well, about 18 grams of coffee. Super fine. Please don't choke it. Ah, cool. At least it didn't do that. But as you can see, guys, the pressure gauge is almost to 12. It's about sitting at 10. This is going to be low and slow. This is not ideal. But I did want to do that first shot just so you guys could see here. Yeah, that's way too slow. That's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna try this. You guys, you know this. You guys have heard me say this before. When I do these videos, I tend not to have any coffee in the morning. So this is literally my first shot of coffee. So y'all, this is a selfish thing. I just need some coffee right now. And I'm a firm believer in tasting every shot. I really am. I just think that you learn by tasting what's not ideal. And sometimes at the end you add a little bit of water, make it Americano, and salvage it. I don't like to waste. And this is crazy slow. I mean, this is crazy, crazy slow. All right, y'all. I'm not going to kill it too much, but let's go ahead. I'm going to taste it as is, and then I'm going to add a little water for fun. Just like I said, to kind of save it just a bit. But this is going to be insane, and this is going to be like rocket fuel. I already know that. So, not expecting high results from this, but I will give it a little test and taste. We'll go on to the next here real soon. Very flat on the crema. Again, that was more user error. 12.21. It's actually a pretty normal TDS. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Let me give this a little taste. Cheers, salute. Wherever you all are in the world. Cheers, my friends. Yeah. That, believe it or not, that's not terrible. It's not like the worst cup I've ever had, or worst little espresso. But man, it's potent and strong. Ah, it's okay. It's actually not as bad as I would think. But would I recommend it and say that's a good shot? No, definitely not. That would be a big negative ghostwriter, 100%. Not a good shot. But that's okay. We're gonna do better on the next, and I'm gonna go ahead and definitely get this grind size up. Like I mentioned, I probably should have thought about this more like the Whirly. So I went with a 9, but I bet probably a 15 is really where I should go. Actually, let me take it all the way to 0. Okay. 2, 3. Think about right there. Let's give this a shot. Hmm, okay. And we'll know because the moment I put it in, I'll fill on the grind. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's measure out some beans, get this ground up, and then we'll clean up the shot here. Yeah, guys, when I do my full review video, I'm gonna do pour over, I'm gonna do it all. Like I said, the purpose of this is just kind of hanging with y'all, testing it out, hanging with y'all, all that good stuff. If anyone has this, grinder, let me know your thoughts. I'm always down to hear suggestions and thoughts on it. But I could already tell you right now, I'm happy, and that might sound silly. The fact that this grind that fine is what I want to see. Because when I ultimately have a hand grinder, to me, a test of a good hand grinder is it could do multiple things. The way that you really use hand grinders now is when I'm out and about or mobile. That's kind of the big thing. So yeah, I want something that can kind of do it all. I think all grinders should be able to do everything, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I've had a lot of grinders, so I don't know if y'all had a chance to watch my review on the Ghost Burrs. Oh man, if you're into pour over, those Ghost Burrs rock. There was a lot of great clarity. It kind of reminded me of using multi-purpose burrs. It was really cool. I was super happy with that. That's that Cafe Sing Ghost Burrs. Man, guys, I'm telling you, that was super cool. Highly recommend that burr set, especially if you're into pour overs, and that's kind of your main jam. Or you want to have a grinder that's specifically like, hey, I have a really cool espresso uh, grinder that's maybe electric, and you want something for just pour overs. Oh, I'm gonna recommend that one wholeheartedly, guys. The Cafe Sing grinder is cool. Super happy with it. I really like the Grizz. The Grizz is really good. I think I have him over here if you guys want to see him. But I've used the Grizz quite a lot with my espressos and um, pour overs, and I really like the results. I did in my full review video. I got the Grizz, and ooh, that is so. And I got the Cafe Sing, and I definitely prefer the Cafe, Sing Ghost Bird to the Grizz. Alright, so let's go ahead, put this up here and let it get hot again. So today I'm using Lavazza. I'm a basic Betty, as my wife calls it. I don't have a lot of special beans, guys. I've been doing so many reviews that I've kind of, uh exhausted my resources. So yeah, I've been using these Lavanzas that I got on special for the Black Friday. Okay, so that's what I'm using today. Pretty standard basic bean. They are super crema, which I believe the super crema is a little bit of a mixture of the Arabica and Robusta. So that is cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this ground up here. Well, like I said, I should automatically feel the difference right when I put it in. Okay. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty stoked at the fact that it was too fine. 'Cause trust me, guys, when I used that C3 for the first time, oh yeah, this should be good. That's one thing I was kind of disappointed on. If I had to choose between the C3 and let's say that Cafe Sing Grizz, I would probably go with the Grizz. Or the Mavo. The Mavo is a really great grinder. Yeah, this is definitely going a lot faster, y'all. I know they changed something in the bearings, and it I think it does help with the actual grinding. Yeah, this is good. I can feel it. It's one of the things I love about a hand grinder. You feel that tactile consistency. And it sounds goofy, guys, but you really can. I know this is gonna sound goofy. Some of y'all will be like, "You're crazy." But I feel like you get to know the beans a little bit more, and especially if you're doing your own roasting, I really find that would probably be a good insight on how the beans break down because you're actually filling it with your hands versus just using it in the machine. If anyone has any suggestions on really good home roasters, please let me know. That's one of my next steps I really want to do is kind of get a little bit into some home roasting. I know a lot of y'all do it. I've been looking at a lot of stuff Espresso Outlet has, and I have a couple friends that are doing kind of their own home testing, micro roasting for friends and family. I think it'd be a good idea. I've kind of been really toying with that idea. Yeah, this is about all clear right now. Good. Yeah, that's a good feeling. All right, so let me show you guys. All clear. All clear. That is what I'm talking about, y'all. Give this thing a spank. Knock that loose. Okay. So there is my grounds. I'll show you guys consistency. Just wanted to show you a little retention. This is with WDT. Retention looks great. So that is awesome. Definitely don't have a lot of crud just chilling there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this ready. Yeah. Guys, I'm telling you, it's been one of those things where my wife is just like, "What are you gonna get into next?" She cracks me up. She knows me best. The other day, I was looking at stuff, and she's just like, "What are you doing? What are you looking at? What trouble are you getting into?" Oh, hey, Joe. Hey, man. Thank you. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. The guys, it's a whole different area. There's so much. I feel like that's like kind of one of those things that's just been blowing my mind lately. It's just kind of like, what's the espresso journey? What's the next step? Oh, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and let's give this a good WDT. Okay, and see how this does. Okay, and guys, I've been using this Cafe Sing WD tool a lot because it's awesome. It's built like a tank. It's pretty killer. I think this should be a better shot. I could already feel it. Yeah, I really love what Timemore does. I think they're a really good hand grinding company. Um, I just like I said, guys, my only disappointment was that S3. You know, I just really think that most grinders should be able to do espresso. I I love espresso. You know, I love a good pour over. I love being able to, pull out a V60 and just, go at it. I think when you're traveling, that's awesome. But you just cannot beat espresso. Like espresso is my first love 100%. So I kind of just feel like, if it's not going to do it. And that's the only thing like with the Ghost Burrs, I have not used those. They're not intended for espresso, y'all. Um, I was actually thinking about doing a live, and let me know if you guys want to see it pretty soon, I would think, maybe next week or this week, of doing the step down basket with the Ghost Burrs. Because I think that would be interesting to use something that's really made for doing pour overs and then, go, see what kind of results you get. All right. So let's take a look here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Definitely better. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the shot. There we go. Yeah, a little overfill, I think. Okay. And there we go. So I'm really stoked, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna do the Chroma Tune upgrade to the Gaja, but I've been talking a lot with Gaja Mate, and they do have a harness that they're working on for the Me Coffee, for the Turret, for the Gemini. Um, this is just such a cool build that I think doing the Gaja Mate would be pretty cool. So that is something I'm gonna be doing here pretty soon too. Guys, I can't wait for that. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this shot. Definitely going a lot faster. I probably can go finer, but I didn't want to do what I did last time. So I'm not sitting at where I want to be, but I'm not going to complain. This is the kind of the purpose, guys, when I do these live videos like this. Whoa, let's stop it. 38.7, 21, too fast. But like I said, I was trying to overcompensate a little bit for going too fine. So that's kind of, let's find that happy medium. We'll dial it back down a little bit. That's kind of why I do these lives, guys. I think what's sometimes kind of hard and was hard for me when I first kind of started getting back into espresso at home is that, and this is why I like doing lives. Um, like I told you guys before, I watch all the other YouTubers, Lance, James Hoffman, all the big guys, Morgan, the folks from Australia. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, they're so good. The gentleman over there. Um, but the thing is that you kind of, when you watch just the reviews, you get to see somebody make great coffee all the time. And I just am a firm believer that everyone needs to kind of realize you need to dial in. And especially when you get new gear, you really just got to dial in. And everyone's going to have that experience of dialing in. That's why I love it when people do live videos. Tom's Coffee Corner just did a live video today where he was showing that new machine. The Meraki, is it? Yeah. And it was just cool. It was nice. I like seeing Tom do that kind of stuff. And it's kind of cool seeing someone who knows a lot kind of get into it for the first time. And I hope that's kind of what we're doing right now, guys. You kind of see stuff. First impressions. I think first impressions are just as important. 1148 on the TDS. So TDS wise, this is pretty close to what I just did. The other one was a 12, but I guarantee taste wise, this is gonna be way better, even though this was a little too fast. Cheers, salut, salanja. Oh man, way better. I know I can go finer and make this even a better one, but this is good. Super creamy, very classic Italian, good flavor notes. This is what's nice about this Burr set, y'all. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I'll open up the burr set here at the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure they're the same burrs. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong, y'all, but I'm pretty sure they're very similar burrs. And the shots that I've been pulling and the consistency on this have been really good. So I really had high hopes. I knew this one would be good. Okay. Let's dial this in. Let's do one more shot and then we'll open up the burrs and take a look at them. Because that is the star of the show. Definitely the star of the show. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's do this a little finer. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go down about 4 clicks. 5. Let's do 5. Let's do 5 clicks. That's what's really cool about this is it has that range, that I like. The Someone asked me a really good question the other day. The C3 Pro. They asked me if I thought it had limitations. And to be honest with you guys, I do think there's limitations. I think there's a point where you can't, not that you can't go fine enough, but there is a little bit of that. There's not as much play in it. It's kind of more, you know, how do I put it? It's like in this song where it's like a bop 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 bop. It's not a flow. And I love this grinder. I think it's really good. Like I've told you all, I've used this for 6 months as my daily driver before I ever bought an electric grinder. And that was the best thing I think I could ever done because it just really taught me how to pull shots and everything. So I'm really grateful. I love this grinder. I'm always going to recommend it. But if I had to choose between this grinder and that grinder, hands down, I would go with this. Price wise, right now on special, this is sitting at about 108, $100. I think Black Friday was at $100. Typically about 120, 130. Well worth it. If you need a hand grinder, you want to do hand grinder, well worth it, 100%. Um, let's pull our last shot here with this, and then I'll open this thing up because I want to show you guys these burrs, how easy it is to get into it. So one of the things I really liked about the Whirly. Okay. Hey man, hey, cool. I'm so happy you caught me on the live. That's awesome. Yeah, I love doing these lives, guys. This is kind of my thing. I like making the reviews. It's always fun to make the reviews. But honestly, guys, I love connecting with you. You are more than welcome to always hit me up. Those of you who do it already, cool. But if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram. I love talking shop and chatting with y'all. That's kind of the highlight of my day. As weird as that sounds, guys. I've shared this with you guys before. In my day job, I'm a department head of an insurance company. I run call centers around the world. I have teams and all that stuff, and I kind of do a lot of underwriting and all that. So coffee's what I love. I get to talk to people that own businesses. I get to talk to a lot of cafes in my day job, and my people write policies for cafe owners, restaurant owners, even people who own like a supermarket. I've written supermarkets. I even write insurance for yachts and cargo containers. I'm an insurance nerd. That's really my day job thing. But coffee is what I love. So it's kind of cool to chat with y'all and talk shop on coffee because I like insurance, but coffee's fun. Insurance is insurance. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, man, I'm glad you stumbled on the channel. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's grind this up. I'm gonna clear this out really quick, and we'll take a look at this puck. Ooh, that's nice and hot. There we go. Nice hot puck. Ooh, goodness gracious. Ooh, that's hot. Yeah, that it definitely came out really clean, which I like. Good consistency. Let's give this a quick little spritz here. We'll put it back into the portafilter. Keep it nice and hot. Okay. All right, coolness. Yeah, guys, I love kind of getting a bunch of different type of stuff and kind of reviewing it and going through it. Um, I'm really excited just to tell you guys this, but I do have another machine that's coming pretty soon. Matter of fact, it might get delivered today, and it's a dual boiler all-in-one machine. And I'm very curious to see what you all think about it because one of the things that's a little bit of a personal gripe that I don't like is that sometimes you see marketing that's done by some manufacturers. It's mainly manufacturers overseas, and I understand why they're doing it, but they'll say boiler and it's a thermal block. So a machine like this has a saturated group head boiler that sits right up here. What's really cool about this machine is it has a thermal block in the back that's for the steam, which is awesome. But a lot of times with some of the manufacturers or budget, they'll say dual boiler. Like I really love my Toonie too. And I've seen that market as a dual boiler. They're not, they're thermal blocks. So that's again, I understand they technically are boilers, but it's not the same. This is actually a boiler. So I'm very curious. I'll tell you guys a little bit more when it comes because I've also had folks say, "Hey, I'm going to send you this machine. It has dual boilers," and I got it, and it didn't have that. So we'll see. But I'm pretty excited. I don't always recommend all-in-one machines. I I have mixed feelings when it comes to all-in-one machines. If you ever decide you want to do an all-in-one machine, I personally always recommend going with something like a Breville. But I always think it's better to have your machine separate from your grinder. That's my personal opinion. Have different grinders. I like having grinders that can do a lot. I like having multiple grinders because you have different types of beans. So having a good conical grinder, a good flat grinder, ghost burrs, swapping burrs, that's the fun part. That's definitely the fun part. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this ground up. Yeah, I love that quote by Hoffman. You know, you marry your grinder, you date your machine. I would think it's kind of funny. So immediately, I can already feel this is just a tiny bit harder to do, but that's okay because that's why we're going coarser. But this is why I love manual. Just really get to feel more what you're doing. Yeah, guys, let me know what's your go-to grinder. I'm always curious about that. What's your if you were on a desert island, what would be the grinder you'd take with you? I know my answer, but I'm always curious about y'all, what y'all think. For me, I would do the CF64V with multiple birds. If I had to pick one, if I had to pick grinder I only could use for 1 year, that's what I would do. I would do multiple birds. I'd have a sweeper, I'd have HU multi-purpose, and I'd swap those birds out accordingly. But I'm always curious. That's kind of my big question. Maybe I should poll that on my channel, see what y'all say. All right, almost to the end on this one, guys. I'll tell you, if you need a workout, just grind your coffee by hand and do it every day. Can you imagine working in a cafe or a mobile cart and only having a hand grinder? You'd be jacked. You'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator. Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all, my wife, got to know, actually Governor Schwarzenegger back when he was the governor of California, and she had a really great experience. I've shared this a little bit with y'all, but my wife and I both worked for Disney, and, I worked at Disney in the corporate headquarters here in Orlando, and she worked for Disney in both coast. She worked guest relations, and she was a tour guide, and one of the things, oh, it smells so good. One of the things she got to do is if there was a VIP person that came in, she would go ahead and be like their concierge for the day, other than working in guest services. So anytime the governor at the time, Mr. Schwarzenegger, wanted to do an event, he would ask for my wife. So it's pretty cool. So, and the reason why people do stuff like that is they get really good tips. And she was in college back in the day when she worked at Disney in California, and she really did this cool stuff. It was like a governor's type ball that they did at Disneyland. Talk about Californian. And at the end, the governor came over to him and said, with his accent, which I'm not going to do because that would suck, but said, "Is there something you need?" And he was serious. Like she was like, "Oh, it's just a pleasure to help you." And he's like, "No, no, no. What do you need?" And he bought her books for that year for college. Literally wrote her a check and paid for her college books. Coolest thing ever. So, yeah, it's interesting. What it she always cracks me up because she every now and then I'll watch something. Even I've been married, guys, almost 20 years, 19 years in like 15, 20 days. Okay. So going on 20, been married 19. And there's still crazy stories she tells me that I've never heard of before. I'll watch something and she'll say, "Oh yeah, this person came in, they said this or this and that." There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on in Disney World and Disneyland that a lot of people don't really think and know about. We've actually talked about doing a podcast about the secret stories of Disney cast members because we probably have a lot we could tell. Crazy fact is the Beatles broke up here at Orlando at Disney World at the Polynesian. Bunch of weird stuff's happened. You know, Richard Nixon's "I'm Not a Crook" speech happened there at the Contemporary Resort. And I know this crazy stuff because I used to work for the travel company. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get this shot going. Okay, let me go ahead and do some distribution. I'm already liking this more and know that I think this is going to be a better shot. Okay, it feels good. I'm expecting this to be a better flow rate. Okay, let's hit it with the TIMEMORE force camper. That's that flat tamper. Okay, and then let's grab a puck screen. All right, y'all. That looks nice and pretty. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this locked and loaded. Yeah. Yeah, I'm digging that. I could feel that. Even when I was locking it in, definitely smoother. So definitely coarse. I mean, finer. If you guys have never noticed this, I will say things backwards. I am dyslexic, and that's a fun time, especially in my business. All right, guys, let's pull this shot. Let's pull the shot, then we'll open up the grinder. So good. I'm already digging what I'm seeing. I'm going up to 9 bars. I want to stick around 9. It's at 8 right now. It's pushing towards 9. 12 and 17 seconds. Really close to a good 1 to 2 ratio. So definitely right there where I want to be in that zone. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm like that. Oh, stop it. There we go. 35. About 35 right there. I didn't catch that last time. Someone's let me know in the comments. Please do. All right, now wait here. Okay, guys, let's test this out. Put on the refractometer and have some fun. Okay, so I'm digging what I'm seeing. I already know that's gonna be. I think this is gonna be better. Hey, my friend, how you doing? Okay, all right. So let's go ahead, test this out. 13.22 higher TDS. Interesting. Went finer. That makes more sense. But definitely, this is more that kind of optimal extraction. So 13.22. So this is more that 1 to 2 ratio. I just had someone ask me a great question about dialing in, and they said they were asking in one of my comments, in one of my videos, do you taste it? Do you do it later on when it cools down or hot? I always do it hot because you want to taste it when it's fresh. Cheers, my friends. Salanja, salute, wherever you are in the world. Awesome. I think this is going to be the best one. Let's taste it. Oh, yeah. Definitely the best one. Added the 3 shots, 100%. Really getting a good chocolate note, caramel, really good mouthfeel, smooth, but with some substance. Definitely nice. Yeah, guys, that's optimal right there. That's the old shot. I'm not even gonna taste that, but that was still good. So, guys, um, if you're just catching me now, Timemore, this is the new C5, is it S? ESP Pro. Okay, let's open up and let's take a look at the burst because that is the star of the show. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. This is my first impressions, guys. I have never used this grinder before. I got it a few days ago, and I've just been waiting to do this video. I will do a full review video, but I like doing these lives just so y'all could see me dialing in stuff. And like I said, I think that's kind of important. I watch a lot of review videos and kind of see the best of things. And sometimes I like seeing the real things, not the best of things. So here is the upper, I guess, nut, you'd call that. It comes right off. Love that. And then there's a plate on here, which really acts like the way that it's calibrated. Okay. You have the S, it fits in straight into the groove here, which is awesome. Love the way they do this. So easy to clean out. I'm going to go ahead and leave this to the side. I don't want to drop the spring out just yet. But here's the star of the show, y'all. These are these burrs. And I'm telling you guys, they are gorgeous. 42 millimeter stainless steel, huge teeth on this thing. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. Four. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, seven star design. I'm telling you guys, this looks so much like the Whirly. I think I'm gonna have to open the Whirly. Got it chilling right here. So here's the Whirly. Okay. Like I said, someone said to me that these are the same, and I could be wrong, or maybe they were not. Maybe I was misunderstanding, but let's find out. This thing needs to be cleaned anyway, so I don't mind doing this. Let's make sure I keep everything separate. Same design up top. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's set this down without losing everything. Okay, interesting. Definitely not the same bird, but it's very kind of similar. Okay, so there's that. Here's the whirly. Yeah, definitely not the same bird, but well, I don't know, y'all. You tell me. Yeah, different. Definitely different. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight design, 8 star design. But this is I think it might have the same base. I think it might be a 42. Maybe that's what they were talking about. This is the 32C. Okay, and then this one is the 32C as well. I think that's the a grade of the stainless steel. Yeah. Similar. But yeah, this one they're definitely different. So, but similar. I do feel like they were a little more similar than what I thought. But again, I wasn't sure, and I wanted to open that up because the person who said that again, I don't think they're wrong. Maybe I just was misunderstanding, but definitely interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look in the inside a little bit. Yes. Oh yeah, man, for sure. Coffee projects, I couldn't agree more. I love it too. I think they did a really good job. I really do. I think for a mobile grinder, it's one of my favorites. So here's the interior. There's the upper burr set. Everything is super easy to put it back together. I mean, I'll just show you guys right now as we're talking. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in, and then we're gonna line this up. And you want to make sure there's a little cutout right here, and you can't do it wrong. That's what I love about how they do this. So I know that it's all lined up. I just put it back on and then tighten it all the way down to that 0 point, keeping your hands together on the side here. There we go. Now and I could feel it. So good. Pretty much at the 0 point, and that's how easy it is. So that is awesome. Like I said, I'll do a full review with espresso and pour over. Maybe my son will. I'm telling you guys, I got an 18-year-old and he's like the pour over king. He uses the espresso machine. We have the Gevi out there, but I tell you guys, he's like the pour over muchacho. So I'll probably make a pour over and give it to the kid. But y'all, I'm really happy with this. I think this is really cool. I love what Timer does. Like I said, I've never had anything I didn't like per se. The only thing that was ever kind of a gripe for me, and it's not a gripe, I just wish it was marketed a little bit different, was the C3, uh, I'm sorry, the S3. I just thought it would be a little more espresso capable, but for pour overs, it's rock solid. It's definitely a great pour over, awesome clarity. But yeah, in my brain, I was thinking it's gonna be more espresso forward. All right, so here's the Whirly. Set that aside right here. So, guys, I really appreciate y'all. If you guys didn't hear this on my last live stream, I just want to say thank you to everybody so much. This last past month on December 1st, I reached 16,000 subscribers, y'all, and just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me. I've said this before, and I said it earlier. In my day job, I'm an insurance guy. I do this because this is actually what I love talking about coffee and hanging with y'all. It's kind of my get away from work type time. And I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate everybody who's been hanging, who's been writing comments. And if you guys have any questions or is there anything I could help you out, if you ever need a link or you ever need advice, always feel free to put it in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a direct message, guys. I love talking shop with y'all. That's one of my favorite things. But guys, I appreciate you so much, and I do not say that lightly. I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of people, a lot of things you could watch on YouTube. I know because I watch them. Like YouTubeaholic. I back in the day, I used to work for a multimedia company in as an account executive for cable, and I joke around. There was a point where I'm like, cable's dead because I'm watching so much YouTube. It's the truth. But guys, I really appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Got some good stuff coming up. Got a new espresso machine that's coming, an all-in-one machine. They claim it's dual boiler. We'll find out. I have the Crema Tune by Barista Gadgets that I will be doing very, very soon. Guys, Barista Gadgets, if you watch this, I'm gonna be doing this in the next day or so, if not today. Um, so I'm gonna be doing that. I'm also gonna be upgrading this to Gajamate. So yeah, No, no, definitely not Elite. This is a Me Coffee, but you could find it with Me Coffee. Torrent Legato has a espresso outlet has it with theirs, Torrent Legato, in the States and around the world. There's different names for it. But yeah, so I'm gonna be upgrading this to Gaja Mate at some point soon too. And guys, yeah, got the Outland. I feel bad. I gotta do the Outland soon. But I got the Outland to round up my mobile espresso units. That should be coming soon. It's literally sitting right next to me. I'm gonna be testing that. But guys, I really appreciate you so much. You have a great day and have a great rest of your week. Okay. Thanks so much for hanging with me.